This stat surprised a lot of people. Arc Raiders, a $40 extraction shooter, is retaining a higher active player base than Battlefield's after, will I say, a very successful launch. Arc Raiders is not free to play. It's not live service hype bait. A paid game holding players longer than a blockbuster first person shooter is really unheard of. So what's going on here? Is Arc Raiders actually delivering what shooter fans want? Or is Battlefield struggling to keep players engaged after launch? Because when a smaller paid game outlasts a AAA giant, that's not a fluke, people. That's a message.
Are you more entertained?
Absolutely. Why is Arc Raiders holding players? Clear identity and focus. Designed from day one to be a PvPvE extraction shooter. No identity crisis among players. Players know exactly what the game is. A tight loop. Loot, survive, extract, upgrade. Strong core loop. Risk versus reward is meaningful. Sessions feel purposeful, not disposable. Progression persists. Players feel time investment matters. The launch state described as technically solid. Fewer bugs, fewer crashes, fewer server disasters in today's economy. Stable launches equal trust retention. Modern players' expectations, shorter sessions, high retention, squad friendly without being chaotic. Okay. Appeals to players burnt out on bloated live service FPS titles. Why is Battlefield losing its players? Well, a little bit of identity confusion. Again, still struggling to define what Battlefield is now. Torn between traditional large-scale warfare, hero-style systems, esports leaning design, it ends up pleasing no single core audience. Legacy damage from 2042. That did do a lot of damage to the brand. Players' trust was already fragile. Many players approached Battlefield 6 with skepticism, and any launch issue equaled immediate uninstall for returning vets. The technical and design friction. Common complaints included inconsistent hit detection, map flow issues, slash-role confusion, match pacing problems, fun for one round and then exhausting after a 3. Shallow retention loop. Matches felt self-contained. Progression feels cosmetic, not meaningful. No strong, I need to come back tomorrow pool. The community word of mouth is more of a huger impact. With Arc Raiders, positive streamer sentiment, organic word of mouth growth, this feels fresh. Narrative sticks. Whereas Battlefield was mixed to negative coverage, streamers dropped it quickly, and online discourse focuses on what's missing and what does not work. Risk tolerance is starting to get up there. Arc Raiders doesn't need Call of Duty level numbers to succeed. Battlefield does. Different expectations, different public perceptions. Live search fatigue in players is not forgiving, especially with bad launches. Smaller, focused games are winning attention. Big franchises are punished harder for these mistakes. This sends a signal out throughout the industry. Retention greater than launch hype. Focus AA or AAA titles outperform the AAAs in their bloated flagships. Big brands are no longer guaranteed long-term player loyalty. All in all, they knew what they were doing. They executed it well. They came out and they put out a good product. Now, I can say I don't play Battlefield. I'm not the core audience. I have played Arc Raiders, and I do enjoy it to a degree. And I understand, I like it, and it is a good game. We've reported on it being, is it the hot new thing, or will it last? Will it stand the test of time? And so far, it's doing great. It is doing that, lasting the test of time. It's holding its player base, and not only have people abandoned other games to go and give it out a try, but people have found new friendships, a new player model, how they design and go about things. We talked about it before about, hey, you don't want to take the huge risk. Hey, get a free loadout. Get a free loadout. Try your hand at it. I don't know about the non-chaotic gameplay of it, because it's getting a little hot out there. I see the reels, I see the videos, but this is clearly audiences speaking of what they like, what they would tolerate, and what they would not. Now, yes, Battlefield did have a great year last year, crushing Call of Duty, but let's not pretend that this is an ongoing series and you give people something new to try on, and those developers have more passion in their project to succeed rather than a corporate giant just pushing another product to meet margin deadlines. It shows. And it is now showing. So and I'm going to give out a quick another congratulations to these AA games, these indie games. They are showing up and taking these big corporations' lunch money. So kudos, keep it going, keep doing you.
Yeah, so let because you went in on Battlefield 6. Let me just say Battlefield 6 did have a very, very good year, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
They were the best-selling game of the year. And that's
Mm-hmm.
usually, if nothing else major comes out, usually it's got Call of Duty, thing that they did. Because the year before that, I think Call of Duty was the best-selling game. Hey, all in all, Battlefield 6 did have a very, very good launch. It had a very, very good 2025. But the year is turning. It is now 2026. So that game has been out for months. Call of Duty and Battlefield, they have this thing where they try to push out little breadcrumbs of content to last you until the next release, which is, 12
Mm-hmm.
months. So they do have that struggle that I feel like games today, if they could go back, they probably would not have set the precedence because it is such a demanding to keep a player engaged for 12 months with new and refreshing content. That is a very damning thing to ask. And I've stated this in the past. Game developers just can't keep up because people lose interest so fucking quickly. So if your foundation is to sprinkle breadcrumbs, baby, you probably not gonna make it to the 12 months. And Battlefield can probably say, hey, we keep people engaged for 6 months. We're cool. Because like I said, they were the best selling game. So, EA is probably like, hey, anything that Battlefield 6 does going forward in 2026 is just a bonus. 'Cause we already made our money, we already made our profit. Now, Arc Raiders is a fun ass game. It is the first extraction game I've ever played, and I have stated on many occasions that I might be low key addicted. Like I literally are
Mm-hmm.
in the process is
Mm-hmm.
trying to beat Ghost of Yote with a quickness so I can have more playtime to Arc Raiders. And I
Mm-hmm.
have met friends or people that I've met during matchmaking who are so cool that I've added, and I'm like, hey, if you ever see me online, send me an invite. We can run this shit again. I've played with people that I never knew all night long until the wee hours in the morning on Arc Raiders. It is very fun, especially when you get people who got a mic for one, and for two, that has your back in the middle of you possibly running into another squad that is trying to off you. And not only do they help you off them, they might pick you up because they probably got some better shit than you do, and they can tell you like, hey, go here for this. Hey, I got this blueprint. And I have met people. This is not Arc Raider only topic, so let me hurry up. I have met people who are so cool that have dropped me blueprints because like they was like, hey, I got like three of these motherfuckers. You want one? Like, so the community and the way you get friends is very, very organic. Let me say organic. It feels more organic. It's a nice thing. And then like my cousin said, free loadout. Shit, I go in there with no minimum risk. And if I do get off at the end, I can care less. I'm about to load back into that same map on the same free loadout and possibly get the same shit over again. And if not, hey, it's cool. Sometimes I load in the match and I am in and out under 10 minutes. So think about how many times I can go into matchmaking or go into a session, how many things that I can get because I'm in and out under 10 minutes. I will say the format that Arc Raiders has established is very, very, very good. Now, here's the flip side. There are some issues with Arc Raiders. There are some complaints with the community with Arc Raiders. We have made videos about how the community is split on how they want PvE only modes, and the PvP people are saying that's the whole point of the game, and we've already went down that road, so I won't reiterate that. But Arc Raiders does have its flaws, and so does Battlefield 6. But I have seen people in the comments saying, hey, they will never play Arc Raiders. And I have seen people say, hey, Arc Raiders, if it scratched a different itch that I didn't know was there. And I have seen multiple people saying they're very addicted and they didn't know how they became addicted, but they were very addicted because it's fun. At its core, it's fun. And like I always say, games that have that it's fun element will outlast anything. But we still have to wait and see. Arc Raiders still has a long way before they hit that 12-month mark, so we'll see. But here are some numbers when you compare, and there's three different categories. The average player count in the last 30 days: Arc Raiders 229,000, Battlefield 6 87. That's a big difference. Peak last 30 days. Arc Raiders, 438,000. Battlefield 6, 184. Big difference. That's not even half. Recent concurrent players. Arc Raiders, 346,000. Battlefield 6, 87,000. Now, I don't know how they calculate the concurrent, but 87,000 to 346? Arc Raiders is blowing the fucking doors off Battlefield 6. Now, caveat. I know people gonna get in the comments, oh, they're not the real numbers. Yes, this is Steam only numbers, okay? So that means it's only one platform. That doesn't include console players. So it could be a lot more close than what it seems to be. But this is Steam numbers going off PC platforms. I don't know who is the greater player count, whether it's PC players or consoles. I don't know because I didn't look that up. But all in all, Arc Raiders is a good fucking time. I've been playing it. You can stay on by. It's a fun ass fucking game. Hey, if you really about that shit, like I said in multiple Arc Raiders, hey, leave your player thing in the comments below, and we can run a session, baby. Hey, you probably got some better shit, or you can show me how to get some better shit, because I'm only level 20. I just hit level 20, so there's still a lot of game that I still need to experience. So hey, if you really want to help a mofo
Addiction.
out, hey, leave your player tag or Embark tag in the comments below, baby, because we can definitely run a session. I'm always looking for people who play regularly. But hey, listen, you can get in the comments and say this was heavily favored for Arc Raiders. Yes, because we've both played Arc Raiders over Battlefield 6. And Battlefield 6, I've kind of phased out of Battlefield games in Call of Duty, that type of first person shooter. And the fact that Arc Raiders is third person, we are heavily favored third person over first person. And we can get some flack in the comments for that. Arc Raiders was always going to be the more better game for me just because of it's in third person from the jump. So let us know how you feel. Do you feel like Battlefield 6 is still that motherfucker? Or if you're like us, like me, addicted to Arc Raiders and think it's fun and probably a better experience than a first person shooter
Addiction.
like I like Battlefield. Shut up. I like Battlefield 6. Let us know in the comments below. It's a fun game. You should definitely play it if you haven't played it by now. But let me not spread the addiction.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time,
Are you not entertained?